Hey everyone, I was assigned to do a lesson on an ambush and what an ambush is, how you plan one, and execute that mission. And so, just some basics about the ambush. It has two different types. You have a hasty and you have a deliberate. Hasty is an ambush that happens kind of in the spur of the moment, it's not necessarily planned. And then the deliberate ambush, hence the name deliberate, you've plan to execute this ambush on a specific objective. Most ambushes, according to Master Sergeant Byers, will turn into a hasty ambush. So just something to think about. So along with that, you have three different formations of your ambushes. You have a linear, which, like the name, is just an ambush conducted in a straight line. So your objective is something like a road, or I could even see it being a river. And two other formations of ambush are the L-shaped ambush and the V-shaped ambush. These two are just what they sound like. So an L-shaped ambush, you could probably see that happening on the corner of a road as well. It is in the shape of an L. And with a V-shaped ambush, same thing. It's in the shape of a V. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, there are two other categories of ambushes. So there's a point ambush. So that's when you have a specific point that you need to conduct your ambush on. And then you have an area ambush. So that is an ambush that is conducted over an area. So it could have multiple objectives or multiple specific points. So that's something that you can use to kind of differentiate those different types of ambushes. So now when planning your ambush, it starts out very similar to other missions that you conduct. Recon and raid are also very similar in the way that you start planning for an ambush. So you want to start with backwards planning. So I'm just going to jump into the planning process of an ambush and talk about the different components of it. And we're going to go over how an ambush is run. So we're just going to go through everything in kind of a detailed oriented way, and I'll show you on a diagram in a minute the different pieces and how it's going to look visually. So we're going to be the PL in this scenario. I'll talk a little bit about what the other leadership is going to do during this time, but the most important part will be the platoon leader. So you have your platoon leader who is, he's receiving the op word brief. So usually Master Sergeant Byers will, at this moment in class, he'll encourage you to remember that you need your platoon sergeant there. Grab your RTO if you can, and your medic. Usually they won't, the person delivering the op word brief to you, either at CST is kind of what I'm thinking. They won't let you keep your RTO or your medic, so just try it if you can. So anyway, platoon leader will receive the brief, telling him or her exactly what he or she needs to do to conduct this mission. So and what the objective is and how long they have. The key thing is how long you have to conduct this ambush. That is something that is crucially different about this mission, is that you have to be in the right place at the right time, especially because planning a deliberate ambush, if you're planning an ambush on an area of road where you think the enemy is going to go through, you have to be on time, and time management is extremely important. So that being said, platoon leader will start backwards planning from that moment. So where is the objective? And he'll start building the TMK. If that's his prerogative, he'll give assignments out through the Warno, through the platoon sergeant, following his troop leading procedures. And then some of the crucial things that he needs to plan right now are who's he going to take on his leader's recon, and which direction is he going to go, and how's the platoon going to move and the different movements, and that's kind of all terrain dependent, and so it's really up to how the platoon leader sees the best way to go is. So from that moment on, the platoon sergeant will give out the warn-on to the other squad leaders, who will then disseminate that to their team leaders. And the platoon sergeant's job is to make sure that all the tasks that the platoon leader needs gets done. So he'll probably grab a TMK builder. He'll probably grab a route planner, if that is going to help the platoon leader. And he will give out specific rehearsals that need to be accomplished by each of the different components. So the way that we've talked about this in class is through assigning specific jobs to each squad. So you have your Assault 1, which is first squad, Assault 2, which is second squad, Security, which is third squad, and then your Weapons squad, which is fourth squad. So for specific rehearsals for each of these squads, they're going to look a little bit different. Security would probably practice different security and overlook measures. So then your weapons squad, that's the most important squad to kind of make sure that their weapons are good to go, because they have all of the heavy duty machinery. So when you're initiating the ambush, if those guys aren't ready to go, then you're kind of screwed. And so they're absolutely important in that. So then your Assault 2, this is the squad that I like to put all my special teams in. And that is because your Assault 1, they're going to be the main assault on the objective. So if you have any special teams like your aid and litter and your EPW teams in that team, they are likely going to have more casualties than Assault 2, because Assault 2 isn't assaulting the objective. So that is why you give Assault 2 your backup, your backup crew, essentially, so that they can go in and take care of Assault 1 and have fewer casualties, ideally, after the objective has been cleared. So that's also something that you need to take into account. So the platoon sergeant will know all of this because he works closely with the platoon leader, and so the special teams will all be running rehearsals in Assault 2 as well. And this needs to be coordinated so that the other parts of the platoon can still maintain their patrol base and maintain security, whether that be 30% or 50%, whatever the platoon leader has kind of prescribed at that point.